By the way, I just bought this brand new diamond ring. I paid about $45. And I just scooped this nice little joint outside the venue. I'm hoping that shorty live. What else? Last night, I lent my man my brand new ratchet, and I ain't want to give him that. I'm hoping I get it back. I know y'all like goods. What the fuck is you talking about? Absolutely nothing. This is just a few things I think about while y'all niggas rap.
Racketeering, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act is a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as a criminal organization. Translation: the RICO Act is a Fed law that allows longer sentences than normal for convictions and the ability to seize money and property. In 1972, 33 states adopted the RICO law, including Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Under the RICO Act, if a person commits any 2 of 35 crimes, that's 27 federal crimes and 8 state crimes, within 10 years, and these crimes are in relation to an enterprise. Now, these crimes need to be committed for one of these 4 purposes, or in one of these 4 ways: investing ill-gotten funds into the enterprise, being in control or having an interest in the enterprise, participation in the criminal activity of the enterprise, planning or conspiring with any of the above. The penalty for RICO is up to a $25,000 fine and or being sentenced to up to 20 years for each RICO count. RICO also permits a private individual to file a civil suit for any damage caused by the racketeers. Okay, let's get into the case. Young Thug is charged with 9 RICO charges and 6 misdemeanor charges. The RICO charges are as follows: 1 RICO conspiracy, street gang activity, intent to distribute marijuana, possession of firearm during a felony, possession of sawed-off or a silencer, and 3 counts of criminal participation and involvement in a gang. Gunna had 1 charge of RICO conspiracy and 1 gang participation charge. On Wednesday, December 14th, Gunna pled guilty to 1 count of RICO. He was sentenced to 5 years, 1 year in jail, 4 years probation with the 1 year commuted or shortened to his 7 months time served, which allowed him to leave jail that date. Along with Gunna, 2 other YSL members took similar pleas, including Walter Murphy, a YSL co-founder charged with RICO, first-degree hijacking, and firearm possession on probation. Upon release, Gunna stated that he did not and would not cooperate. Shortly after, a video was released of his plea. Okay, so now we're caught up. Let's get to the nasty work. In this video, the judge reads a statement provided by Gunna and asks him to validate each statement in open court. This is normal in plea deals. The judge isn't involved in the deal making, so therefore he or she must confirm that the defendant is aware, informed, understand, and is in agreement with all that is said, and also that he wasn't pressured into the decision or offered any promises of less time. Once he agrees, the DA offers the pre-discussed sentence, and the judge usually agrees with that.
Some startling statements.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that the statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Gish?
Yes, ma'am.
His first statement establishes that he is a member of YSL.
YSL is a music label and and the gang.
gift
And
of
you
life
have personal
is
knowledge
never
that
more or
members
less.
affiliated with YSL around 2016.
It starts
Is that
at
true
any
as
time
it
you like
pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
ends in just a wink.
His second statement links his first statement and confirms YSL is a gang, which ties him into the RICO and makes all crimes charged in the RICO in order in furtherance of the gang by the gang leader, aka Young Thug.
YSL is a music label and a gang. And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
His third statement links his second statement and confirms YSL members commit crimes for the YSL gang.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
His fourth statement insinuates that he witnessed Young Thug specifically guilty in the act of one of his RICO charges, weapons possession in commission of a felony.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
His fifth statement verifies that funds from his music were used to further the gang, making him a racketeer without his knowledge, and he's disgusted by it. This is where cowardice, impatience, selfishness, and a lack of knowledge of the law becomes a weapon against you. One RICO charge or gang activity charge without an associated crime charge is the same as a resisting arrest charge without an associated crime charge. It's a non-charge. Being in participation of a gang is not illegal. Committing crimes is illegal. Gunna was not in danger of a guilty verdict because he wasn't charged with a crime. This is how the law plays dirty. What happens once YSL is labeled a gang? I heard T-Row from No Jumper make a comment about the Hoovers and saying Hoover is a known gang. So it isn't snitching if you say so. He's incorrect. That is snitching. Even as a known gang, confirmation by a defendant is snitching. However, in this case, YSL is not a known gang. It is a known business. Gunna's plea establishes YSL as a gang to local and federal law enforcement. A conviction is a statement of fact, not speculation. YSL is now officially a street gang, and any future rappers that sign, employees, or friends from the hood that get hired are automatically now gang members. Any crime committed by YSL members in the future will trigger a RICO, which increases sentences for those crimes. It also links all future crimes as ordered by the future leader of YSL, which will subject that person to significant jail time. Here's a second dirty move Gunna didn't realize the government was playing on him. By saying his music furthered the gang, he is establishing that not only the drug money, but the legally documented money is all dirty as well, making it almost impossible for the company to distinguish its legitimate funds. This allows the freezing and or seizing of all YSL assets and property. It also opens YSL and Thug to lawsuits by any victim of a crime charged in this case. Once funds become restricted, so does Young Thug's ability to defend himself. With testimony from YSL co-founder and Gunna, who the state says is second in command, and a third unnamed person stating YSL is a gang, this fulfills Georgia's legal definition of a gang, which is any organization, association, or group of 3 or more persons engaging in criminal activity. They only needed 3. This looks dark for Young Thug. Normally, these testimonies alone wouldn't convict him because these statements were all made by self-admitted criminals who had a lot of time over their heads and a sweet deal if they told the story. This is the third and final way the government played dirty in this case. These defendants were given an Alford plea, which I hadn't heard of before, and upon doing some research, I found out why. It's because it is extremely rare. What is an Alford plea? This allows one to plead guilty without admitting guilt. I had no idea this was even possible and couldn't figure out why this would be allowed. Then it dawned on me. The defense can't say that these are self-admitted criminals. This plea is for people who are innocent, even though all the evidence describes them as definitively guilty. It portrays these guys as victims of circumstances, caught up in a sweep, forced to plea out to avoid undeserved jail time. This case appeared weak before and appears weaker as time goes by. With charges being removed and investigations being suppressed, it seems like Gunna gave the state of Georgia a slam dunk in an otherwise fleeting case.
I don't want to watch Bomba Clad no more. Put my trust in her, now in the lose.
These are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe. I read and respond to all comments down in the comment section, so go on and drop one. And I'm out.